talk too much. I can't believe that they get to say.
Tom Daschle, Tom Ridge,
Congressman Ed Markey, McCain, Bailey, Huchison,
Senator Lindsey Graham, Senator Joe Biden,
Douglas Holtz-Eakin, Robert Reich, Robert Wexler, Eric Cantor, Tim Pawlenty,
Carly Fiorina, Bill Richardson.
Bill Richardson.
What Barack Obama has done is in the spirit of reform of the public financing system.
Chris, it's really important to emphasize he didn't break his word on this, and there is that assertion on the part of the campaign and some in the media. That is not right.
Although he has changed his position, and I'm not going to color that, he's changed his position. So the effective campaign financing is in place, but it's not campaign financing.
That's fine. That's his right to do so. But I'll go back to my original point. I think it's disingenuous to say that he's doing so in the spirit of reform.
He is a politician. All this talk about being post-partisan, about cleaning up what's wrong with our system, he has demonstrated this week that he is just the same as all the rest that he's been criticized.
Senator McCain's not in a position to speak about this. He used his public financing as collateral to get a loan, and then lo and behold, he didn't use it, and he broke the law.
Yeah, one issue doesn't make a campaign or break a campaign, patterns do. And this is going to be the bigger issue here. If the McCain camp and the other surrogates can say, okay, first it was the flag pin. Are you going to wear it? Are you not going to wear it? Now it is, are you going to come to town hall meetings? You said you wanted to do this. Now you're saying no. Now it is campaign finance reform. Who is this guy?
It will make it very difficult to rewrite the law and try to bring it up to date. It is out of date. It's 30 years old. It doesn't envision the internet. It doesn't envision cable.
Leaves it a place where it's going to be harder to make the case, to be honest about it.
Senator McCain is basically following the policies of George Bush. Drill, drill, drill.
John McCain's always supported the state's ability to make this decision. When the states had no protection, he wanted the federal moratorium in place. Now that there's been a deal, Louisiana has some drilling in the Gulf, Florida wants some protection, he thinks it's appropriate to get the feds out of the way entirely and let the states make this decision.
63 million acres already in the United States and in our waters are subject to oil exploration that are not being used.
And the reality is we have never before faced a situation where a gallon of gas is over $4 and is likely to remain over $4.
He's apparently seen the region, feels very strongly about the region up in Alaska, and he said no. We'll begin the process. We'll drill offshore. I'm not sure his feet are in cement on this if prices go to $10 a gallon.
Why would we go to someplace that has so little real value? This is another gas tax gimmick.
This crisis is really caused by 12 years of Republican control of Congress.
The Democrats have thwarted every effort we have made to increase our supply.
This is more than the Bush administration, which has disappointed Americans for 8 years. This is about a Democratic Congress that cannot address great issues.
The Bush tax cuts for the very wealthy, people over $750,000 a year, are not great for the economy because the wealthy already have as much money as they need. You know, that's the definition of being very wealthy.
I'm not seeking the vice presidency. I've not talked to Barack about it. I don't expect to be asked, and I have no interest.
But that doesn't mean you'd say no.
Well, obviously you'd think about it.
Would it be a problem to pick you or any other, quote, Washington insider?
It might, and that's certainly going to be a factor that he'll be looking at.
And it's very, very important to Senator McCain. He feels very, very strongly about that issue, and that's why any conversation we have relative to that issue or the vice presidency is something that he and I have to discuss before I ever go down that path publicly.
I am not interested in being vice president. I've let the candidate know. If the candidate asks me to be vice president, the answer is I got to say yes. But he's not going to ask me.
Anyone would be honored to serve John McCain, and I would as well, but he will have a long list of highly qualified people to choose from.
Did the subject come up?
It did not. We talked about family and sports and politics and the like, but we did not discuss any talk about the vice presidential pick or vetting process or anything like that. Well, I'm focused on my day job, as I mentioned to you before on this show or your parallel show during the week, that, you know, this is not something that I have designs on. I'm very happy with being governor of the state of Minnesota.
I'll be back here from time to time on Sunday mornings, but we have an announcement this morning we think will please loyal viewers of this great broadcast. Beginning next week, my friend Tom Brokaw has agreed to step in as moderator of Meet the Press to get us through this election season.
Governor Ridge, first of all, we're almost out of time.
Seconds.
And we've got to give Senator Ridge the last period of time here.
Tom
Go ahead.
Daschle, but that's
All
okay.
right. All right, Tom, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Go ahead.
Talk too much.